And of course, we want to raise our knowledge, not only the other subjects, but for example, if someone wants to study English, for example, we need to study and we need to pay money for this. And if we want to have good education, we need to pay more. For example, if someone from Canada comes to Vietnam to teach English, and if we want to study, so we need to pay amount of money. I think is much for Vietnamese people. I mean that it depends on the condition of each people. Some people are rich, so money is no problem. But many of us, they are poor. Many students and in school and in college and they were born in poor families, so the fee for studying in school and university is a problem with them. Of course, we have policy to support students, poor students, but this support is small. The Vietnamese government also call for support from organization, local organization and international organization. It's some situation in Vietnam, the question.
Okay, so you guys got it? You got what they were talking about?
And we, that we also want to listen something about the tuition fee in Canada. I know that our economy is different. The government support much more our government because the economy. So I want to listen. We want to listen a little about the question. How about tuition fee for students in school and in university in Canada?
Okay. Yeah, you can.
For most schools in Canada, unless you decide to go to private school, you don't have to pay money. So education would be free for the most part, unless you decide to go to university or college. So depending on what field you want to go into, depends on if you want to go into medicine or law or business, you will have to pay different amounts for your education.
Depends on the school too, like some schools. Depends on the schools too, like universities. Some universities cost more than others.
And
you have to pay for the supplies though.
Yeah. Here it all depends on what kind of education you want to get. So the amount of money that you put in, the amount of education you can attain. So if you don't have enough money, you can always take student loans from the bank and
the government.
And we all have scholarships. There are entrance scholarships at universities that we can have so that we can, like, I think SFU has that $3,000.
Like your university.
Doctor, are you referring to international student or local students?
It's so weird because that's his eyes.
I want to ask you about the international students in Canada.
For international students, it would definitely be a lot more expensive because if I wanted to, I'm from India, so if I decide I want to go to school in India, I will have to pay an international fee because I'm now a Canadian citizen. So I will have to pay more than the local students.
You have to pay for your homestay, people. Like if
You
you're a
have
high
to
school
you have to
student,
pay for the accommodation, the textbooks, and everything, maybe in a higher amount, right?
Yeah, like it's like almost double. if you're
And you also have additional costs if you're an international student because you will have to do other things in general, right?
You have to take English.
You have
In
to
university,
you
right?
have to take English in university if you are an international student in Canada.
You have to take English if you're an English student in Canada. Yeah.
If you're an English student,
Oh.
of course you have to take English.
Pretty much everyone has to take English.
I was an international student. I came from Iraq to Canada.
Is this a lot of money?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I used to pay $6,000 for semester.
Whoa, that's 12.
That's more than double than what they pay.
That's just study. $6,000
Just for classes.
just for study. And then you have to pay for your books. You have to pay for your clothes. You have to pay your accommodation, which includes your food and your home. So it will cost about $10,000 every 4 months.
Oh.
That's how much I budgeted. Because $1,000 could be okay enough for you as a student for every month. So it was very expensive.
That's really expensive. Guys, I know.
My sister's going to university right now and she's getting like 27,000 a year.
And also you can do something called a work-study program where you can work while also getting your degree, so you can earn money and help pay for university while you're doing the program. So that's another thing.
I am a local student here. So I'm a student at the University of the Fraser Valley, the same one that Bra attended as an international student, and I pay about $2,500 a semester. So that's less than half of what an international student would have to pay.
It's a lot of money. What they make, but the money they make is for operating the university. They have to.
I have a question for you. I want to know about more scholarships in Canada. Is it easy to get scholarships in Canada?
Sorry,
I can't hear you. Can you repeat your question?
Yes. I want to know about the scholarships in Canada.
oh, scholarships. Yes, there are 2 different scholarships. 2. Anybody want to talk about scholarship?
Do you want me to talk about?
Do you want to talk about scholarship?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay, you got some scholarships.
There are 2 types of scholarships. One of them is entrance scholarships. So the entrance scholarships in Canada, once you apply to the university and you get in, it might be either automatic or you might have to apply for the scholarship in your application. And the other one is if you decide to enter a district scholarship contest. Well, I'm going to enter one soon that is going to involve everybody in my local area, and if I win that, if I win the district competition, I will be able to get scholarship money saved up for my university.